Things become a reality, people get jobs, there's an economy, there's applications. We might sort of change the world. I'm a theoretical physicist and I'd like to build quantum computers, come across with ideas how to build quantum computers. Well, I think it's not a question of believing in it so much, but somehow seeing here that we have quantum physics, which is sort of a very mysterious kind of physics. It sounds like that. On the other hand, there's the opportunity then to build a quantum computer that's more powerful. The question is how to do all of these things, and then, having experiments available that maybe would allow to build all of that. And at the end, then, there will be a transfer from basic science to quantum technology, where these things become a reality, people get jobs, there's an economy, there's applications. We might sort of change the world, as a community. Well, I think that quantum computers will be a special part of this whole thing. There will be classical computing, and quantum computers will be part of the story. Of course, as time progresses, with quantum communications and all of that, this will have, I think, enormous impact. But I would like to emphasize also one point, and this is that, quantum computers are usually seen, well, it's going to change our world in the sense of economic, and so on, practical applications. But quantum computers also come back to basic science as a new tool. And these are tools for new discoveries, like we have this fundamental frontier between the quantum physics, gravity, somehow doesn't fit together. Maybe we find here new tools that lead to new science and new discoveries. So, something is basic science becoming technology, but it comes back to science as a new tool. And then we learn at the end of the day some new physics. Well, I would say that, when all of us study physics and learn quantum physics, at the end of the day, you learn how to think in quantum physics. What you initially find very mysterious, at the end you sort of adopt. You learn it like a language, it becomes sort of very familiar, and then you start to think on these terms. And then you start to realize that nature really behaves like that. I mean, that's a big surprise. There's these very strange things, paradoxical, but nature is like that. And this then, is a starting point that you think differently, and it gives you a different world, and enjoy that very much. I think the personal reward at the end is this, that all of us are curiosity-driven, and then seeing that you have certain ideas that at the end of the day become realities, and these realities have some impact, in the broad sense, from economic and science and all of this, and just also seeing students that are growing up become discussion partners on an eye-to-eye level. I think that this makes being a professor at the university an ideal job. Well, I remember when I was a kid, maybe 10 or 11 or so, I went to the library, getting books to read, and there was one corner, there were books on how to build little radios and so on. So I wanted to build them, but soon I found out that I rather wanted to understand how these things work, cannot, simply assemble something according to recipes, and this sort of, brought me into that. And at the end, later on, I decided that maybe theoretical physics is the answer to all of that.